Greetings, we have finally made it to another reaction, brothers and sisters. Welcome to this here Mystelics Reacts channel. Of course, big up all yourself, big up the Mystelics family, and of course, the new video was to see what's up on this here vibrations. Big up one time, I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in to see what's up on this here vibrations. These are my thoughts and comments. What are yours? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment box below, brothers and sisters. Don't be shy about that. Of course, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Click it, man. Of course, I would appreciate you guys definitely doing so to help push these videos for today. And of course, don't forget to do what? Subscribe for more vibrations. Subscribe, brothers and sisters. Turn on post notification when you click the subscribe button. Click the bell, brothers and sisters. And of course, you'll be notified when I post and publish my videos. Of course, when you click the bell, inadvertently becoming part of the Mystelics YouTube family. Yes, brothers and sisters, the greatest family of the Caribbean right here. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. And with that, stay right there, brothers and sisters. Let us get into the vibrations. For of course, we have none other than Mark, and of course, the concern about the census, and a number of individuals were actually asking, why is now that they're actually doing this stuff? Why is now? It's very interesting when it comes to the scope of the census right here, brothers and sisters, because I know back in the day, they were doing some census, and for some reason or the other, I kind of say some reason or the other, they kind of canceled it, maybe because it was embarrassing, and as a result of the embarrassment of the population going down, they decided not to publish it, brothers and sisters. I think they also tried to do one in 2022. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And of course, that didn't happen, brothers and sisters. Of course, on the merit of a number of persons making some speculations. Yes, some speculations on it being about 60,000. Actually, saw the whole Umita. And of course, it indicated about 65,000. A number of persons are saying it's less than this. So of course, we definitely want to know. And of course, Mark is on that verge right there. What is the census? Individuals are highly skeptical regarding the timing of the population census.
And who is sponsoring this survey? That's what I need to hear from the lady. Thank you.
All right, let me talk to me.
Yes, okay, thanks for your question. As I said earlier, there was a last census which started but was incomplete.
See?
So the
Told you guys, it was incompleted. Why was it incompleted? Mark should have asked that question.
the next, we have no choice than to wait for it, because it's not, Dominica is not doing a census in isolation. It's a global thing with the UN, okay? So it's not like Dominica, we just get up and say that we are doing a census, because the next round of census, which is 2030, is also...
So it should have been done in 2020. Of course, previously before that, I think it's every 10 years they tend to do census. Why was it not completed? Why?
already being launched in 2025. So there's no way that you can go out and do another census when we know there was one that was incomplete recently.
Now, keep in mind, brothers and sisters, a number of persons have been saying that election is coming in December. Some people are saying it's coming in midweek December. Some people are saying it's the 6th or the 5th of December, whichever it is, brothers and sisters. What do you think about that? This is why the question is asking, of course, individuals have been highly skeptical as to the timing of the population census. It should be done every 10 years, not true? Why is it being done, or why was it cancelled back then to being done now? Is their election truly coming, and they want to know exactly what exactly is the amount of people coming what are the amount of people in Dominica, and how much people they would need to bring in? What is it, brothers and sisters? What is going on?
And we can't say that we are continuing it, because it would have been out in the field too long. The data is obsolete. We cannot use that data now or just add.
So apparently the person that's speaking is the Dominica's chief statistician for the non-census this population count survey that Dominicans are being asked
additional data
to participate in.
So when do we expect another census? You said
In the next round.
it was incomplete. When is the next round? When?
Why? Why was it incomplete? That's
The next round is 2030. It is referred to as the 2030 round. However, based on your preparations, based on resources, based on demand and everything, you could go into the field maybe 2031, 2032. I know of one Caribbean island which is still trying to attempt to do a census from the last round.
Which island is it? Can we then verify which island you're talking about? Then can we, know these details? I mean, you see another Caribbean island, you should actually see which Caribbean island you're talking about.
Okay, so
I'm not sure how this is.
can you speak to some of the challenges that we encountered in the last census that you speak about in 2018?
Okay, so some of the
2018, interesting.
challenges. First, we started off with challenges because the census was supposed to start off during the time of COVID.
Okay.
To 2020.
And then for that reason, it was delayed because
With what? With go back.
started off with challenges.
Last census that you speak about in 2018. Okay?
Okay, so some of the challenges. First, we started off with challenges because the census was supposed to start off during the time of COVID.
So I'm guessing this person is saying that the census could not happen because of the whole Rona situation. That was the challenge. She said challenges. Firstly, hopefully.
And then
We
for
got some
that
more.
reason, it was delayed.
So COVID, but 2018 to 2020.
Because there's no way persons would have gone out to engage households, you know.
It makes sense for the 2020. We're talking about 2018. Rona didn't happen yet.
During that time. Although our enumerators were equipped, we delayed in sending them out, and when they started off, we had persons who fell sick with the COVID, so there's no way an enumerator who is ill would approach
That's the same challenge.
a household. And if a household has any ill person or somebody's infected, there's no way that this enumerator would approach.
Would you have to go inside somebody's house for you to do tally? Hey guys, what's up? We in the neighborhood. What's up? How you guys doing? Hey, can you tell me how many people are in this household? If it's possible for them to come out on the veranda. I don't mean you can stay on the road, or you don't have to necessarily go in the house. I mean, isn't it still possible to do it that way? You have to go inside the house. Maybe there's a question that you have to ask. So maybe they have to sit down and talk to the people then. So.
This also, so that was one of the challenges. We had refusals because persons, you know, they encountered refusals in the field, and when persons, you know, maybe with multiple refusals, some of them give up.
So people were not trying to be a part of the census. I can see that can pose a problem. What makes it different now? Are people now going to be willing that they're going to be doing the census? Are they somehow going to have a change of heart? You know, hey, come me in, look me. I am number one.
So some persons just gave up that, you know, they just couldn't take it because there were refusals, and they would pass it on to the office or to their supervisors.
You spoke earlier, and of course we heard your voice there, as to why we are having this census.
No, it's a comp.
The household counts.
Right.
Why is it necessary at this point? And who mandated it? Who asked for this information?
Good question.
It's just for your ministry? Is it necessary?
Matt, when you ask question, Matt, stop. Don't try to filibuster to give them an idea. Okay, this is what I should be answering. Let them answer, please.
It's very necessary, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
As I said earlier, because the pre-listing, if it's
Your ministry?
But after Rona, maybe 2022, 2023, why 2025 though? That's an interesting one. Why? Is elections truly coming, guys?
Is it necessary?
It is very necessary, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So if it's very necessary, why didn't you try to do it earlier on? It's very, very necessary, but you didn't do it earlier on. When there's a call for somehow elections going to happen, or rumors that elections are going to be happening in December, they're trying to do consensus.
I said earlier, because the pre-listing, if the pre-listing was completed, there would be no need to go out there to count the population, to count the persons. The reason being why we need a complete count is because this population, the total population, it is used in many ways for statistical purposes. And it is also used as
But the census is statistic.
what we call a benchmark or a frame to conduct other household surveys. So in order to conduct other household surveys, we need to have a frame. We need to draw a sample from a frame.
Okay.
If we don't know our total population, how are we going to draw a percentage from that to be able to enumerate? For example, we have other surveys that we are supposed to do, such as the labor force survey. And if we do not have a complete count, how are we going to be able to do that survey to tell persons or to inform persons about the employment and unemployment rate in the country?
Well, I mean, you can always start with the individuals who are employed. You can say, okay, the total population, well, we don't have the total population, not sure the total population. So, you know, X equals 2X anyways. You can probably start with that on a merit of but you can actually do is it not arithmetic? I forget the X thing. I forget the name. You have the total labor force. When you have the total labor force, because you can calculate, okay, these people there's 5 people working in the store, this amount of people, blah blah blah, these businesses and so forth, how many people are employed, the government employed, and you can get a rough estimate of the actual thing. But then you have to weigh it against the actual population right there. So anyways.
And also we have other surveys such as surveys of living conditions, the household budget surveys, which give information on inflation rates and all of those. If you do not have that, what is going to happen? Because and it is also used obviously for policy purposes. It is used in other areas of statistics. For example, you want to know what's your GDP per capita.
Elections.
In order to speak about per capita, you need to know about your population.
That's true.
You need to know how many persons are there. What are you going to divide by? What is your denominator? We need to know those things.
How do you defend when people say this may be politically motivated?
First, I should have said that from the beginning. It is not any political activity.
Well, I mean, you can say that. You can say it doesn't mean that it's true. It could actually be politically motivated, because the question here is, you say it's very necessary for some reason or the other, but then, you know, Rona was ended a long time ago. So why didn't you do it something that was very necessary in 2023 or even in 2024? Why now is it so important to do it now, with the understanding that we're hearing that certain power reps are going out there giving farmers fertilizers they usually tend to do this around election time, campaign time, or just before they announce certain things, they give people certain things, or they might be passing around envelopes of money and those kind of things they're giving people. We've been hearing that a number of persons have been doing this, not just in the north, but in the south as well. There have been people that reach out to me, Mystelics, look, they're distributing so and so, look, they're distributing things here and there. So if they're doing this stuff, there's a possibility that election coming through, and then in 2025, there's a huge possibility that you doing the census would be politically affiliated, not politically motivated, so to speak, because it was supposed to be done, but it could be politically affiliated, and as a result of the affiliation to it, that is why it's necessary for people to do it, or for whoever is in charge for them to do it right now.
It is something that is normal among all countries. You must know your population.
I agree with that, but it's not a necessity of knowing your population. It is when you plan to know your population, because it was being done already. Now, you mentioned some challenges. The Rona was one, but you also mentioned the willingness of people. Now, if there's the unwillingness of people, if there was the unwillingness of people back then, what is the motivational factor to make people want to come and do it now? And if you mentioned that there was an unwillingness of people to be a part of this thing, why is it right now and not trying to get it back in the day, so you can have an understanding of what was going on, or what the population would be like back then, 2023, 2024? Why now is it so specific and so necessary, but nothing was being done before?
Because sometimes you hear persons quote certain figures and you wonder, but where did they get that from? You need to have information to make informed decisions.
That's true.
And you need the population. For example, an investor comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to invest in any area, any economic area. But he needs to know the population of the country. You are doing a development of a road area.
So no one knows about how important the population is when it comes down to having some sort of sustainable economy. The population is very vital right there. True. But it also takes the government, because if you look at places like St. Kitts, they don't have a big population. I think they probably half the size of Dominica, 30,000, 30,000 people there. And they're doing pretty well. They're doing very, very well, brothers and sisters. So
you need to, do some some investment in some education or whatever it is. You need to know the population of the different areas that your investment is going to take place in.
Agreed, but why now? Why should we want investments now and not after 2023? Especially when Dominica was getting a lot of debt forgiveness for all kind of things. Why not just after 2017? Well, people were leaving after 2017 and so on and so forth. Some people come back around 2018. You guys were doing it, and you said, Rona, how you come talk about Rona in 2018? Because you mentioned 2018. I understand if you were trying to do it in 2020 and people were unwilling and so forth, that would make sense. And then, but after the Rona 2022, it's so necessary that you guys didn't do it until 3 years later. Is it just me, guys? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts in that regard.
Students are coming to ask for the information. It is very sad when you can't provide this kind of information for your students. Researchers are requesting the information also. We also provide this information to regional and international agencies. So for decision...
I should ask you, is the government asking for this information? That is what he should have. Hopefully ask that question.
To be taken on behalf of the economy, on behalf of the population, you need to know the population. It's simple. It's a very simple thing.
Ask her if has the government, Dominica Labour Party, ever reached out to you on the merit of doing a consensus? Or is there any affiliations at all with the government of Dominica when it comes down to the census being done? Or have they requested that information?
It's basic.
Well, you understand the clash, because we are approaching an election maybe in the next few months. So people are now asking the question, why? Why now? And this is why I think you're getting all this pushback at this point in time, because there are parties out there, including the incumbent Dominica Labour Party, UWP, wants to know the numbers. So this is what the clash is about. So people are now suspect that you look in, and you're saying what I'm hearing out there, you're looking to find out where people are located and what's going on. Let's say your voice now, and then you can defend a link.
Good afternoon to all Dominicans, as well as your guest. Good afternoon, Mrs. Preble. Matt, I'm listening to the discussion at hand. And
I know that.
I seem to be a little uncomfortable with the response Mrs. Preble gave as to the reasons Dominicans are still asking for the results of previous censuses that were done. In her response, she stated that the results were published on their website. I think this back response is very troubling. Is she saying that if Dominicans want the results of the census, every Dominican who are interested in the results of the census should go on their website to look for it? So what happens to the dissemination of such critical and important information in the media? Why wasn't it...
that was a brilliant question. Because when it comes down to gazetting, brothers and sisters, especially when information is done or information is being put out, when you're gazetting information, you must put it in the media. The question is, why wasn't it put in the media if you said it was put on the website? Why is it being done now with the understanding of a rumor of elections coming in December? Why is it being done now? Why is it necessary? Because you claim necessity. But there were years gone by where you could have done it if it was so necessary. You mean to tell me investors weren't trying to come in 2023? They weren't trying to come in 2024? You mean to tell me students didn't want to know the information in 2022, in 2023, 2024? They didn't want to know these things. All of a sudden, it's now in 2025. They want to know this information? Am I the only one thinking that something is interesting about that right there?
In the news, so that,
exactly.
I think after census is done, then I think a thorough report should be given as to
Facts.
the comparisons of previous censuses, like how many people are in Dominica, what's the population of Dominica, whether the population has increased, whether the population has decreased.
Oh, it's definitely decreasing. That's a fact. Definitely decreasing.
And etc., etc. But to just do a census, a general census, and place the results
On your website.
on the website.
Not in the media. We don't have to go to... When the government is doing things, whatever the government is doing or whoever is doing it, especially in the consideration of the population, it is not on website you have to go, brothers and sisters. It is in the media you have to go. The media is the one disseminating the information. People like me ask questions about it. This is why I find it very interesting right now. Because the census was supposed to be done a long time ago. And for some reason or the other, it was cancelled. Since 2018, we're talking about right there. 2018, for some reason or the other, that things just did not happen. And 7 years later, we are back with the understanding that elections is coming up in December.
You know, I think that is a callous response and callous behavior. I don't understand that much. So everything makes the news in Dominica. So you want to tell me that DBS radio at least did not even publish the results through the media, through the news, as to how many people live in Dominica?
And it seems like they're telling you, go to the website. Go to which website? Is it the media it's supposed to be? It's not there, but go to the website. Maybe they have something to hide. You understand the skepticism of people when it comes down to that situation right there? You don't put it on the media, you put it on your website, tell people and check the website. Really? Just like when Scary them was doing the what do you call it that what do you call that again? Electoral reform. They make their own thing, brothers and sisters. They make their own electoral reform and tell them check the government website. What? It's not in the media that's supposed to be. But then again, you see, Dominicans don't know about they don't know about media. They know about that's if they know what gazetting is. When you gazette information, you must gazette it. That's why one of the reasons why we always wonder, where is the Prime Minister going? Before the Prime Minister leaves, he's supposed to be gazetted. Is this information supposed to go out in the media? Or he's going to Sri Lanka, this kind of places. Sometimes he does insecure disappear. And then we hear, oh, he go meet the Pope and all kind of thing, go Haiti or wherever he go. Really? I mean, come on, brothers and sisters. This is a culture that has been created. So when the government decide, hey, I don't want to put things on media, I'll put it on my website and tell people to come to the website. I think that's a big problem right there. And then we talk about democracy, brothers and sisters. We talk about independence. Really? November 3rd coming up, we're going to be marching. And, yes, brothers, really?
You know, how many people have migrated out of Dominica, etc., etc. I think
that's another part too. They're probably trying to figure out how much people left Dominica too. Probably need labor stronghold because they cannot take scared business. So they decide, hey, let's see what we can do consensus. And let's see if we can go there and, you know, see who leave and where they go and if we can reach out to them. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. I was just interrupted right there. But yeah, I think that they're probably trying to find out how much people go and where they can find them and so forth. Maybe to bring them in. Who knows? I mean, that's part of it, no? Talk to me, brothers and sisters.
that is a very troubling response and behavior, if you ask me. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Now, can you give us from the statistics office the population of Dominica as we speak? Because I've been hearing different numbers, 67, sometimes 70, 75. What?
Where you get that? I go based on Wolometer. It's 65,000. When they did the understanding of the amount of people who are having some sort of problems, mental problems, brothers and sisters, about 7 attempted people trying to take their lives and so forth. It's about 60,000 based on this individual right there. So I don't know where this 75 coming out, but let's see.
What's the count, Mrs. BrBpTV?
Okay.
Can you tell us categorically what's the population of Dominica from your office point of view?
At present.
From the office, our last estimate, because with
Estimates.
annual, yes, because
Not estimate.
remember, a census is not done every year. So when the census is done, you say that's the population.
Yeah, but if it's not, how are you estimating this? How are you estimating this? What's going on there, boy? You're supposed to actually have a number. It's not based off, okay, if you did the census this year and then we not doing it next year. Well, you're supposed to tell us the last one. According to 2019, according to year 2020, that's how you do it. When you're making reference to sources, you put the year that they write this stuff in. Why can't you do it this way? Why estimate?
But every other year, it has to be estimated. The reason that's the population. But every other
See Matt's reaction
so when
to
the
it.
census is done, you say that's the population. But every other year, it has to be estimated. The reason being, you don't have a census.
So
And that's what
estimate.
it's when I say it's an estimate, you use the natural increase, you use the births, the deaths.
What? So what's the point of the census? If you say, okay, in 2010 we had 65,000 people, what is the point of doing another census 10 years later? What is the point? You can't just estimate. If we don't have the actual numbers, we can estimate. Make an estimation based off what the crowd looking like. Make an estimate. That's what she's telling us doing. Estimating.
Migration.
Why are we going to a census instead of that thing yet? And who is sponsoring it? Still be.
It's the backward and sister. These are my thoughts, man. These are my thoughts on it. What are your thoughts, man? Do you think that the consensus is based off of what they're gonna be doing when it comes on to elections? Do you think that is vital? It's necessary for it, or do you think, well, after 7 years, man, after 7 years, let's see from 2020, after 5 years, is that nothing to do with elections? Even though election is blooming around the corner, they just want to do a census just in case, so they can, put things out there and say, okay, if the children want to know how much, okay, there it is. But your last comment wasn't making sense, because if they're trying to find out, but then again, if you're trying to find out on the merit of per capita basis, but did she even say so? Anyways, the things keep it ending. But if you're trying to run a per capita basis, why are you looking at estimates? I don't get it. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. Maybe it's just me. Because if you're looking at the capita for the GDP factor, you need to actually have the numbers, not the estimates. But hey, I know we like to do budgeting and it's estimates. We give numbers in budgeting, When you're doing budgeting, national budget, we give you numbers. But apparently when this thing to actually do the work, we coming back in next year for that budget, brothers and sisters, and work that was supposed to be money that was allocated to be used for budget, estimated for budget, for projects, apparently never materialized. So we back again to square one. So I guess it's estimates, we estimating. We had the island of estimations. All right. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment box. I really want to hear what you guys have to say in that matter. Do you think it's based on elections? Do you think it just happened to be around that time that they claim that it would be? Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment box below, guys. I'm in that state of idea. Be real. Saturday King always. Thanks so much for watching. It's about Mystelics. Once again, guys, be positive.